Hey everyone, so today we're going to start a Mythbusters series, and the topic today that we're going to talk about is a really common question that our clients ask us, which circles around a pretty popular myth, being that cutting carbs is the best way to lose weight or the fastest way to lose weight. And we want to spend today explaining to you that carbs are not evil.
Right, carbs are not the enemy. The number one thing to understand is that if you cut anything out of your diet, you're cutting calories. So of course, if you're cutting out all the carbs, you're cutting out a lot of calories, creating a deficit, and you're going to lose weight. The thing to realize though is carbs are a huge energy source for your body. So if you're cutting out one of the biggest energy sources, you're only going to be miserable all day. Number two, you're not really going to be working as efficiently as you could be, and you're gonna find some results in the short term, but you're gonna eventually hit a plateau, and you're gonna hit it pretty hard, and then you're gonna find yourself dipping back down to not only where you began, but potentially even worse off than where you started. And it's really hard to get your body to understand that carbs are its friend again.
The reason that happens is because it's kind of like anything else. Like I often talk to my clients about how undereating in general can kind of make your body take big steps backward because your metabolism will start to slow down. Carbs have the same effect, but it's a little bit more powerful because that's such an important energy source. So the easiest way to look at it is, like, everyone knows protein is important, but protein is not an energy source unless you're actually dying. Carbs and fat are the important energy sources. Fat carries a little bit more energy, but your body prefers to use carbs just because it's faster and it can get to a little bit easier. What's going to happen, and the reason people tend to plateau if they cut out carbs too much, is because our bodies are pretty adaptive. So if you are at a low enough level of carbs and your body doesn't have that, it's going to start to depend on fat, which you would think would be great, but that also means it's going to adaptively store fat. So if you're cutting out carbs, eventually, once your body starts to adapt, every gram of fat that you put into your body that's not immediately being used is going to be stored. So you're essentially just training your body to store more fat, not to burn more fat.
And picking up on that, it's, there are some, hopping into like different body types. For some body types, it is best you do want to keep your carbs a little bit lower, like if you're an endomorph, but there's a limit to it. Like diets like keto and Atkins and whatever carb cutting diet there is. Keto is the hot one right now, of course. It'll have you as low as like 20 grams of carbs a day, which is ridiculous. That's not enough to fuel you for a long time at all.
Not even enough to sleep.
Right, exactly. So you want to, there's a limit to limiting your carbs. You want to have enough to where you have a healthy enough fuel source to where your body is still running like it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm. So talking about the tolerance thing, this is something that a lot of people bring up, and like I would probably say like 75% of my clients that have cut carbs will come in and tell me that they are intolerant to carbs. And just the pure math there, it doesn't work that way. Like in a perfect world, like there are three different types. You could be carb tolerant, fat tolerant, or kind of a mix of the two. That's the one that everyone wants to be. Theoretically, it's going to be like a 33% split across those. However, the way society works and the way society stresses us out actually makes more people gravitate toward being carb tolerant than fat tolerant, meaning more people are most likely to be able to consume a higher level of carbs and function optimally than consume a higher level of fat and function optimally. Basically, simplify that, the easy way to explain it is when you're stressed, you are in a fight or flight state. When you're in that fight or flight state, your heart rate is a little bit higher. When your heart rate is a little bit higher, you're most likely to pull from your carb stores because it's fast acting. So if you're in this state where your body thinks you're like running from something or something trying to kill you, all it's thinking of is like, okay, I have to keep moving and stay alive. So obviously it's going to pull from the energy stores that are most easily accessible, and those are carbs. So if that's the lifestyle that you live, which is like the average American, chances are you're going to be a little bit more carb tolerant.
So a safer, more tried and true method that you can try that's actually going to be sustainable and you're not going to have any setbacks and get stuck into a yo-yo diet is you can look at lowering your portions across the board. Not just your carbs, but your carbs, fats, proteins, everything. Just take a little bit away of everything, and we're going to add a link in the description to a method that you can try this with, just using your hand. Another thing that you can look at is making tiny little improvements to the quality of your food. Instead of, if you're eating a couple pieces of pizza and that's your lunch every single day, try to throw a salad in there, try to get some water in instead of the soda, whatever it may be. Just baby steps like that are gonna get you some results as well. It's not gonna be instant in 4 days because you're not eating any carbs, but your body is gonna thank you and you're not gonna potentially stress your body out so much and find yourself in that yo-yo diet.
Another good example, just to like throw out examples, one of the most common lunches that my clients tell me they eat is a sub or something of the like. And a really, really easy transition that I've had them make before is, instead of getting like the white bread, try to go for like some places have like the whole grain bread. So that's like a teeny tiny baby step that you're barely gonna feel, but just that improved quality alone is gonna allow your metabolism to just function better overall. And that can eventually like baby step you into bringing your own lunch, but that's a good first step. So just like tiny things that you're not even gonna feel that you did are gonna make a bigger difference than you realize. So that's pretty much all we have as far as like a brief overview of why you shouldn't be afraid of carbs. So if videos like this are something you're interested in, please hit the subscribe button. And we would really love y'all's input, whether it's like a disagreement or just sharing your experiences. We'd really like to hear from you. So feel free to comment or hop over to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Also linked below. And send us a message. That's it. Bye.